Good day, everybody. It's Jay from BackCountry Wrenching, and welcome to another video. In this video, it's the calm before the storm. We're supposed to get another storm of the century like we did back in 2013, which ultimately flooded the area, and especially Calgary. And it's the same time of year as it happened last time. It's been pretty cool this spring. Snowpack really hasn't melted. Are we going to see another flooding event in Calgary? I got my water pump ready. I got my hoses ready because my street always floods when we get a lot of rain. It comes up pretty close to the house, so I want to be ready. However, you guys haven't seen Tomcat in the videos for a while. Tomcat is doing all right. He actually went into diabetic remission. He's got that bald spot on his body where his sensor was mounted for 2 weeks to monitor his glucose levels. And I haven't had to give him any insulin for 2 weeks because he started producing it again. So I just got to do spot checks from here on in. Hopefully he can stay in remission. However, this video is about the next step in the Jeep TJ, and that is the steering that I bought. Now, I had originally was going to build my own steering. I bought the 1-ton joints. I bought a kit that came with the tool to ream out the arms and everything else, but there was one small issue that I didn't calculate for, and these parts are pretty expensive. Coming over here to the JD squared air over hydraulic bender that's holding up a broom right now. I do have a 2-inch die, I have an 1.5-inch die, and I have a 1-inch die. To really build the steering, I would need 1.25 inch, which I don't have. Dies are about $400 to $500 in inflation numbers right now, and I can't really justify spending that kind of money buying a die that I may only use once, where the other ones I have used quite a bit already. But let's have a look at the heavy duty steering that I picked up for the Jeep. It's been sitting in my house the past little while. We'll have a look at it. This is the Rugged Ridge heavy duty steering kit that I went with. Just eyeballing that. That's probably 1.25 inch for sure, give or take. Yeah. Give or take 1.25 inch. Hardest part is trying to get that piece on the end, that little curved piece, to make it work. I'm going to assume that is for the shock mount. I opened it up before I got it, or before I let it sit for a while to make sure all the parts are there, and it's looking good. Purchased this kit off Amazon. The price is right. It's nice with Amazon that you can get free shipping, where if I ordered it through somewhere else, I'd be paying exchange and duty and shipping and all that. So that actually made it really nice. Now, in order to do this project, I need to bust these out, and these are the TMR Customs alignment brackets that are a little covered in dirt and crap. So this is my haul from Cabela's and Princess Auto. I got a vacuum sealer. It's going to come in handy for prepping meals for camping and stuff, etc. Bought some bags, a bunch of different sizes. And then I picked up this backpacker cookware set. So this I picked up from Princess Auto, another one because I want to have all my cooking tools in one basket. And then they had this spork and spatula. Picked that up, it was like $3.99, I believe it was. I think I've purchased enough from Cabela's and Princess Auto for a while. I need to get out and start using all these things I bought and put them to use and see how I like them. Well, we didn't get the flood rains. It's rained quite a bit. We just got some crazy wind right now. I need to get this lower section fit up. What did I measure? 53.25. Need to get these clamps put on. So what you do is you take this thing and you hope it didn't get bent from laying around. And take some lug nuts right here. I'm gonna put one up top there, a couple on the bottom. Want to make sure that the rotor is gonna be somewhat centered. Right on. And that's how I'm gonna measure my toe in and out. Weakness is life. So what I did is, I was kind of jumping around if I put the steering in. That's the track bar, it needs to be readjusted. It's an adjustable track bar. I got the link still hanging in there. But I didn't want to bust it free unless I know that the tie rods from the Jeep will fit, and they will, because they just took out the steering link right there. And we are good to go. Tie rod end. So you need a starting point. And this is where I should have actually measured the steering before I took it off. See if I can do the trick, or if I can hook it. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Let's go roughly, I don't know, 53.25. Give or take. Got one on. Got my little toy hammer there. So basically what you got to do is you got to thread out both sides, because you see this notch right there? That is where your bolt is going to ride. Doing it the wrong way. Reverse thread. Shut her down. Shut her down. So you do have to remove both sides in case you just thought you're gonna be crafty and undo one side and slide her over. Then you take your little toy hammer here. And you realize how awesome this thing is. There, and it'll actually kind of click right into place. That gives me about 1 inch sticking out. Butterfingers! Always dropping things. I'm about 53, it's a good starting point. So in the kit, you got these washers, and that is in case you have a dead spot in the steering. It's supposed to help with that. One thing else I found interesting is that it comes with grease nipples, and it comes with plugs, and I might use those plugs on my Johnny joints if it's the same thread. Because my Johnny joint grease nipples ended up on the bottom there. And that might cause an issue. So I might put the plugs in there, and put grease nipples in when I need to grease them. Get this underneath, get her bolted up. There I am, dropping everything again. Butterfingers. We'll snug this one up, but we're not going to torque them yet. I just want to get them hand tight while we set the steering up. We're all snug up. And that steering looks pretty beefy. Now I gotta put the tape measures on. So that's how this wheel alignment works. I just got them clamped down, and I can tell right now I got some real nasty toe out. Just come over here. I'm about 65 3/4 versus about 63.5. So I need to come way in. Just cranking it in. Now I can't move forward until I get a new tie rod for the track bar, because in order to do the last section I need to make sure the axle's straight. The axle's sitting under its own weight, which is good. So once I get the axle aligned and straight, then I can put the steering going up. Now the kit for the steering is for 4 inches and under. Now this is where it's going to be coming close, because I put 4.5-inch springs, so I might need to use a drop down pitman arm, which years ago I bought a drop down pitman arm that didn't work with a 4-inch suspension, but with 4.5 it might work. I need to see the relationship of the steering angle and the track bar to determine that, but so far we're coming along pretty good. And once I get everything set up, we'll tighten her down. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. Get rid of that. Place it with the Moog. Center the axle. Get her back underneath. There's not a whole lot of room in there. Perfect match. I'll have to do a proper measurement afterwards, but I kind of pulled the axle over about 1/4 of an inch to get it somewhat straight. Get the new joint in there. Let's get the track bar fit up so I can get the last piece in. I got it started, but the $1,000,000 question is, will it be tapered enough to get the cotter pin in? That's the part that's going to matter the most. So yeah, if you got a rough country track bar or something similar, that's the part number I used right there. Tie rod for the Jeep TJ. Worked perfectly. The upper part is put in. The relationship with the track bar is actually looking really good. I won't need that drop pitman arm at all. I might have to cut 1/4 inch off that for clearance. None of the steering is bolted down yet. I need to probably assemble it, back it out of the garage, drive it forward. Actually, I'll probably have to do the steering last, and once I get everything bolted up, just to finish it off, so to speak. Get the steering wheel perfectly aligned. I got the steering wheel somewhat aligned right there. We'll have to go for that, but right now there's nothing I can really do here now for the steering to finish it off until I get everything else put on. That way I can take it, back it out of the garage, drive it forward, make sure my wheels are straightened, re-put the alignment on, and button everything down. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. We got a sneaky weasel. Haven't had one of these in a while. Gonna crack her open. The rugged ridge steering is looking pretty beefy. Just overall impressions. Looks like it'll do the job for sure. I need to get it back together, do some finishing touches. Now, of course, if you were going through all the stuff that I was doing and were just going to install the steering, of course, you would just drive your vehicle in, leave the tires on, pop the steering out, try not to move your wheels at all or your steering, pop it all off, assemble it as close as possible, then set your alignment. Would be a lot easier, but I'm starting off fresh since putting the axle back in, trying to set all the angles and everything else. Anyways, I need to have a sip of this beer. Oh, that tastes good. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.